Hi, I am LuckyGnom, and a few days ago I released Korean kleptomancy Kayle guide on this channel. I promised to do pro players VOD review in that video, so here it is, GenG Cuvee playing Kayle against Irelia in Korean Challenger. Before we move on, I want to tell you that every week I release educational league content from or about best Korean players. From this moment there will be pro players 40 reviews, where I will explain what and why they are doing in their games. I will start reviewing my subscribers' games too, but more information about that will be in my next video. If you are interested in all of this, consider subscribing. Enjoy the video. Right from the start, keep attention to where Cuvee stands in lane. He is between his minions. This is a very defensive posture and the right one for Kayle. Overall, there are 3 postures where he can be in lane. He can stand on the same line as his melee minions. This will be a very aggressive place to be, and if he will damage Irelia, all of your minions will aggro on him. He can stand between minions. This will let him to get damaged only by 1 or 2 auto attacks from ranged minions if he backs off right after he applied damage to Irelia. Also, he can stand on the same line as his ranged minions. That way he won't be damaged by ranged minions at all, but in order to apply damage to Irelia he will need to step forward a little bit when Irelia will move to the minions to last hit them. This is harder to do because if you will move late, Irelia will grab minions and back off unpunished. Okay, Irelia started E. It is okay for high elos, but uncommon for low ones. If Irelia started Q, tried to get all minions with it and jump at Kayle after, Cuvee would have just eat her and started to auto while kiting back towards tower. Cuvee moved towards Irelia here because she used E and she is level 1, so she has no ways to damage him. This means he has a few seconds to play a little bit more aggressive. If Irelia didn't back off, Cuvee would have just eat her while not being in a bush and back off into a bush dropping aggro from minions. Irelia doesn't contest minions because she doesn't want to get poked for free. She can't win Cuvee too, because he would just fight in his minions and win. If it was lower elos and Irelia tried to contest minions, Cuvee would have just queued her out twice and back off to drop minions aggro, then eat Irelia to get one more kleptomancy proc. Reason why Cuvee plays a bit more aggressive is the same as before. Irelia just used her E. Plus Cuvee has 7 minions and Irelia only 2. If she would Q on him, he would have fought her while kiting towards his minions. Cuvee goes for a full trade here because he sees opponent's jungler on the map. Also, if things go wrong, he can always go back to his minions and win fight there. By the way, Kartos is Tarzan, a streamer and elo booster. This is why I don't like that all-in. He can't restore his HP fully with 2 flask potions, and as Kayle you can't be in lane if you are not on a full HP. As a result, he is forced to recall early, and instead of buying Shin or Stinger or Fiendish Hodisk, he buys 2 Dark Seals, which is not that bad but slows your build. Cuvee TPs to minions only because he sees Jarvan coming towards him. In any other situation this TP would have been a disaster. Irelia would have just all-ined him and then back off and TP'd back to lane. Even if she wouldn't kill him, she would have HP advantage and a big wave to dive him with a jungler. Look, exactly this happens. Tarzan ganked a bit too early. I think diving here would have been better, but this gank is good anyway. Look at how many minions Irelia has. Cuvee would have just lost all of them if he got Dove. Even if he traded 1 for 1, losing all these minions is unacceptable. Jarvan understands that, and this is why he's here to counter gank. However, let's be honest, junglers in our low elo games won't understand that they should counter gank here. This is why you shouldn't TP like Cuvee did. Cuvee has no choice but to push the lane. Sadly he can't do it, because Irelia will be in lane in time. He understands that, so he takes as many minions as he can and instantly backoffs when Irelia shows herself. If he stayed in minions for just a few seconds more, he could have died to a lane. Right now Cuvee can't do anything because he used his ultimate. He is forced to stay outside of Irelia's Q range and watch her freeze the wave. He can't even fight in his own minions because he has no ultimate. There is nothing much to say at this point, so let's just wait when lane will come to him. Okay, Jarvan decided to gank. Look how Cuvee doesn't auto-attack Irelia and just buff Jarvan. He knows that he can't survive Irelia's all-in, since he doesn't have ultimate, especially when there are so many minions on the Irelia's side. You can last hit kill with Ether. Kayle has her exalted waves after level 6, so you can always push wave super fast by yourself after gank. I don't like how he proxies the wave. It is too dangerous for Kayle, and counters should be topside. Yeah, here he is low. Cuvee decides to buy Berserker boost. This is very bold decision, because he will be weak for the next 3 levels, and defensive boots would have helped him to survive the lane. This is a Kayle specific thing. It is super hard to lane until you get level 11 or level 10 if you RNG'd skill point potion. Look how Cuvee instantly backoffs after using his abilities. He can't fight Irelia, and when his abilities are down he can't poke her either, so he backs off. Yep, he walks up too close to minions and dies to all-in. If he had Ninja Tabis, he might have lived a bit longer, but without ultimate I don't think he can fight Irelia at all right now. Honestly, right now all Cuvee should do is playing safely, farm to get Nashor Tooth and wait for level 11. Try not to lose passive stacks that you got from attacking minions, because you can't get them when you are attacking tower. Opponents bot lane decided to swap lanes, since they got bot lane tower. At this point Cuvee needs to recall and just match Irelia's map movements. Lol, look how much damage Kaisa did and how much damage he did. Even Cuvee himself is laughing. I guess Pyke wants to make a play, so Cuvee stays here. If Pyke didn't want to fight, Cuvee would have just recalled and went bot lane. This is what will happen if you won't match your laner. AD carries just can't 1v1 top lanes at this time. To be honest, this is not entirely Lucian's fault. Pyke should have been with him and not mid. As you can see, Cuvee wanted to go top. This is the right play, because he has TP and dragon spawns in 1.5 minutes. In the mid game as Kayle, you should just split push lane, that is the furthest from the next objective, and just TP to team fights that happen over it. Cuvee has no business to be bot lane right now, but for some reason Jace with Ignite wants to be top when Dragon almost spawned. In pro play Jace would have been bot, killed top and NDC was support at mid lane, but this is solo queue, so you have to go with the flow sometimes. Cuvee needs to be a Dragon when he spawns, so he keeps farming bot lane. See, exactly what I told. When team fights near objective happens, you just TP to it. Don't face check bushes that aren't warded. I see so many people just blindly chase opponents into non-warded areas. Cuvee goes bot here because he knows that his team can do Drake without him, so he uses his time to get other objectives like towers. It is funny how his teammates pin him to back off. This is not what you should do as Kayle when you get level 11 and your ultimate is up. Just take 1v1 fight. Usually you should win if you didn't feed early game. To win a fight, just kill the opponent and kite from him like an ADC. Use W if you get low, or if you need to chase opponent. Use R if your opponent gets on you and last him with E. It deals more damage low where your opponent is. So Cuvee pushes the wave into tower and recalls home. There are two reasons for it. He has a lot of gold and he doesn't see where his opponents are. If you are split pushing and you can't see 4 opponents on a map, just back off and wait for them to show themselves. This is a basic rule for split pusher. I'm surprised Cuvee didn't sell his potion or dark seal to buy pink wards. Kids, don't be like Cuvee, buy wards, they will win you games. By the way, Nashor Tooth and Rageblade probably the strongest 2 items combo for Kayle right now. As you can see, Cuvee just keeps split pushing. After level 11 with your ultimate up, you can win 1v1 against basically everyone. Just kite and dodge TC. Don't forget that you can move from the opponent when you ult it yourself, plus it deals damage too. Okay, just enjoy this outplay. Damn, he would have lived if Tarzan didn't land his phantom Q that was hidden behind the wall. As you can see, combo is still the same. Cuvee landed Q onto the Irelia, auto-attacked her, then last hit her with E. When Trash a counter got onto him, he ulted and ran from them, but also kept opponents into the ultimate circle, so it dealt damage to them. After the ultimate, he focused strongest damage dealer that was nearby. It was Karthus, and then he just killed Trash. Cuvee decides to go for Rala's sword, which is a good item because your waves apply slow, but you can also go for Gunblade. I think that Rala's is mostly for split pushing, while Gunblade is better for teamfight sustain. Anyways, opponent surrendered and Tarzan called his mid-lane boosted. Classic. If you guys like this video, please subscribe to the channel and write in comments your thoughts. Also, you can write which champion guide and what review you want next. See ya.